What's going on, guys? Legions here, and today we're going to be talking about Honkai Star Rail and the best 4-star light cones that you can get in Honkai Star Rail currently. Now, I already did a video on the best 3-star light cones recently on my channel for the free-to-play players because it's the easiest ones that you can get, right? You can get them from chests, from quests, from pulling. It's the most easiest light cones that you can get in the game. But the 4-star ones, honestly, almost all of these you can farm through doing domains, right? The Honkai dungeons as well. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of these are really good, almost to the point where I know there's the 5-star light cones are pretty busted. Like if you look at Seely's, hers is absolutely busted. But as a free to play, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just not worth pulling the light cones when there's actually so many good 4-star ones that you can get easy dupes of. And pulling for the 5-star light cone is just god awful. I think maybe it would have been more worth it if they lowered the pity to like 50 or 40. 40 would be perfect because it's just a weapon. I believe PGR does this, where if you guys have ever played Punishing Gray Raven, the weapon banner is actually less than the character banner, and the character banner is honestly not big pity either. It's like 60 pulls instead of 80. I kind of wish it was less, but it's still 80. 80 pulls for a light cone is atrocious. Now, I think you can get characters on the light cone banner as well, but that also is like kind of shitty because what if you get a character instead of a light cone? I'm gonna be honest with you, not worth if you're free to play. So let's go over all the 4-star light cones in the game currently and how, you know, the ones that you can grind, and let you guys know which are the best ones for each class of character. Okay, starting off, we're going to be talking about the abundance light cones. Now, these are going to be for your healers. In my opinion, I'm just going to get right to it. The best ones are going to be shared feeling, which increases the wearer's output healing by 20% when using skill and regenerates 4 energy for all allies. This is going to make your healer a energy battery for your team so you can get ultimates faster, and also going to increase your healing output. So this is great on Natasha and Bailu. The other ones, I'm going to be honest with you, they're okay, but they're definitely not as good as these two. If you're going to waste stamina on grinding, I would grind on these two right here. And Warmth Shortened Cold Nights. This one is also very good because it increases the wearer's max HP by 32% when using basic or skill, and restores all allies HP by an equal amount of up to 4% of their max HP. So if you build a healer, which most healers are going to be building HP anyway because their heals are usually based off of that. Sometimes there'll be healers where their heal is based off of their attack power, but I believe Bailu is HP. And you're going to be healing just by using basic attacks and skills. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is a hot take probably. I think Natasha is better than Bailu, especially if you have her with a couple of dupes inside of her. Because here's the thing, Bailu's Bailu's ultimate is disgusting. Okay, Bailu's ultimate is disgusting. You get Invigorate on all your allies, so you get heal over time, and when you get hit. So when you get hit, you heal. And then she also has a passive res, but it's only once per battle. So she only reses once per battle. I think she would be infinitely better if she could heal someone, like or res someone with her ultimate. That would make her a million times better. And the thing that to me where she falls off a little bit is her E skill, right? She heals one ally and then randomly heals 2 other allies. So you could heal, and it's only like 8% HP at base, and obviously you can level that up in your skill tree, so it might get better once it's maxed out. But as of right now, it barely heals for any damage, and then that other 2 heals could go to 2 other people on your team that are full health. So if you're trying to heal someone up that's literally about to die, you only heal them for 8%, which is very minimal of their health, and the other 2 heals are random. And I believe the skill also makes her heal for less the next time. So whoever the heals fall on, the next heal is actually not as effective on them, if I'm remembering correctly. And in my opinion, Natasha's just a little bit better. But if you put this one on Bailu, just from doing basic attacks and her E skill, she heals everyone based off of her max HP for 4%. So if she has like 20k HP and everyone else has 10k, she's going to be healing for like 400 HP just from using her regular skill. Well, sorry, I had to do some quick math here. And so it just makes her a lot more viable. So I absolutely love this one. This one is probably my favorite one. I think I like this one more than Shared Feeling, but this one is also very good if you want if you have characters on your team that take too long to get their ultimate, and this will make their energy come a lot faster, and you'll be able to get your ults a lot faster. Next up, we have Destruction. This one's gonna be pretty fast. The best one, in my opinion, is Moles Welcome You. Now, I don't know how many stacks you can have because I haven't tested it yet, and it doesn't say on the Pride to Win website. But you can get stacks every time you use a basic skill, a skill, or an ultimate by the person that's wearing this. You get a stack of Mischievous, which increases, if you have it at max, 24% of your attack. So if this stacks up to like 5 times, you get way over 100% attack buff. That is crazy disgusting. And it doesn't say that if you get hit, you lose a stack or anything like that. It's probably just a turn thing, which is gross. I think this is the best destruction set in the game for Litecoin, in my opinion. Now, if they do release destruction characters in the future that have AoE, maybe this one would be a little bit better, or dot damage. Unfortunately, Himiko is not a destruction unit, so this wouldn't work on her. But in the future, if they do have AoE units that also do dot damage like Himiko, similar to her kit, you'll be able to increase your attack by 20% to damage the enemies that are inflicted with burn or bleed, and then you would get an additional 32% damage on those enemies if they're dotted. So that one's also really good, but in my opinion, that still is not better than the Mischievous one. This one, definitely the best destruction Litecoin in the game. Okay, now we're on Erudition. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's 2 here that are really good, but in my opinion, I still think the Birth of Self is the best one. Birth of Self increases damage to the wearer with follow-up attacks by 48% when it's at max. So this is literally Herta and Himiko. This set, amazing on both of them because they both do follow-up attacks. So you're gonna be doing 48% more damage on your follow-up attacks. So that's gonna make their multipliers a lot better because Herta's multiplier for a follow-up is honestly pretty bad. Himiko's is a lot better. And then if the current target if the current target's HP is below 50% max HP, increase damage dealt by follow-up attacks for an extra 48%. So you're gonna be getting almost 100% more damage on follow-up attacks. That is really good on them if you're literally only using them for farming, in my opinion. If you're just farming, if you're using this on a farming team, and especially Herta, this is great for Herta because that's all she's really much there for is the follow-up attack. She does so many follow-up attacks. And this is going to be really good for them because they're going to be doing a lot more damage. The other one that is really, really good here, this one, honestly, Make the World Clamor is also really good. Increases ultimate damage and regenerate energy just when you enter battle. That's the only thing that makes this not as good because you only regenerate energy right when you're entering battle, and then that's it. And then you only got the boost to your ult. But an ult like Himiko, like, this is disgusting. 64% more damage on your ult. But here's the thing. In my opinion, Genius's Repose is better than this one because crit damage multiplier is going to be more than the 64% more damage, okay? Crit damage is way higher than just basic attack increase. So you're going to be getting, if it increases your attack by 32% already, that's all. No other stipulations. It's literally just increasing your attack by 32% already. So you're already almost getting this, right? Half of this. And then when you defeat an enemy, so if this is on an AoE farm team, you're going to be getting a crit damage increase of 48% for 3 turns. That is very long. So 48% increased crit damage if you already have like 150% crit damage or 200%. This is going to be like a 300% crit damage increase. Like, you can get some disgusting crit damage from this. Those 2 right here, in my opinion, Birth of Self and Genius's Repose are the best ones that you can farm, in my opinion, depending on who you're trying to put them on. For me, if I was putting this on Herta and Himiko, Herta would be Birth of Self, and then I would put Genius's Repose on Himiko because she has more killing power than Herta does. Herta is pretty much there to whittle down their HP to deal more damage so other people can finish them off faster. Okay, now for the buffers, we have the Harmony characters, right? The Harmony light cones. These 2 right here at the top are the best ones. Dance, 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 really good. When the wearer uses their ultimate, all allies' actions are advanced forward by 24%. It's only when you use your ultimate, but these characters, Harmony characters, get their ultimates very fast. We're talking about characters like Tingyun, which their ultimate is not that many. I think it's like 100 energy. It's very low. 130 energy. And then you also have Bronya, who's also pretty low, and also gets their... You're going to have a relic set on them that probably gets their energy up faster. These characters don't cost a lot of energy to use their ults, so it's very viable to have that on them. 120 energy for her here. So going back to these, Dance and Dance is really good, but in my opinion, this one's probably the best one Carve the moon, weave the clouds. So at the start of battle and whenever the wearer's turn begins, so as soon as battle starts and every time you get your turn, you're going to be getting the following effects randomly. So 20% attack increase to all allies, or you could get crit damage 24% to all allies, or you could get 12% energy regeneration rate. All those buffs are really good, and I believe this is separate from an attack buff that a character has. So this stacks with other attack buffs that you use. So that is very good. So if you do Bronya's buff, that it buffs attack, and then also get the attack buff from this, it's also stacking on top of it. Very, very good. This in my opinion, this is the best one. These other ones, they're okay, but they're definitely not as good as that. Break effect, you're not really using like this one right here. You're not really using these characters to break. They're there to buff and make sure that your other characters are dealing more damage. So you're not really using them to break because they're only really attacking with their basic attack, which doesn't do much break damage anyway. These right here, the top two, Carve the Moon and Weave the Clouds, the best one in my opinion. Okay, next up we have Hunt. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a couple here that are really good. Return to Darkness, I don't think this one's that good. It gives you crit rate, and after a crit there's a 32% chance to dispel. That one's not that good. You're gonna get a lot of crit from your your relic set anyway. That's where you're gonna get most of your stuff, your artifacts of this game, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, this one is pretty good. Increases wearer's attack by 32%, and if there's 2 or fewer enemies, you get another crit rate increase 24%. But like I said, this is mainly if you need the crit rate. I don't think you need the crit rate. Once you grind the right relics and you have a high enough crit rate, more than 80% is fine. You don't need higher than that. Even 75% crit rate is fine. Obviously this would get you to 100%, which would be amazing. You crit all the time, but it's not really needed. Now it depends on who you're putting this on, right? So if you're building Sealy, this set is really good for Sealy. Rivers flow in spring. When you enter battle, you get an increase of speed by 12% and damage increase of 24%. Now I say Sealy because her damage from her light, this is only if you have her light cone. If her speed is higher, every time her speed is higher than 100 by 10, all the way up to 150, she gets increased damage for every 10 speed, up to 150 speed. So if you need the extra speed, this 12% might help you get more speed to get over that 150. But if you're already over 150, you have speed boots on your Sealy, she's already over 150, you don't need this. But this is just if you need to get that extra speed increase and then deal a little bit more damage. Only shitty part about this is if you take damage, if you're fighting a boss that does AoE like every turn, you're literally going to lose this every turn, and you only get this back at the end of her turn. Fortunately though, Sealy is fast and you do get her turns probably sometimes 2 or 3 times before the boss even gets there. So it all depends on what you want to do and how you're building your character. But in my opinion, the best one is swordplay. For each time the wearer hits the same target, which if you're fighting a boss, you're going to be hitting the same target the entire time, damage dealt increases by 16%, stacking up to 5 times. That is 80% more damage. That is the highest multiplier out of any of these, and especially for a character that's a single target boss unit, because all the Hunt units are single target characters. Yanqing, Su Shang, Sealy, Dan Heng, they're boss killers, right? They're going to be hitting the same target all the time. This 80% increase is going to be freaking disgusting on them. Okay, now we're on the Nihility light cones. This is going to be your debuffers, right? Your Pela, your Welt, your Sampu, Silverwolf, Kafka, right? These are the characters that are going to be using this set. In my opinion, these two right here are the best one. Eyes of Prey increases the effect of hit rate of its wearer by 40%. So that means your debuffs are going to trigger more often and aren't going to be resisted as much. And it also increases your dot damage by 48%. So if you're putting this on, let's say Sampu, who has a dot damage on his kit, I'm pretty sure Pela and Welt doesn't, unless she freezes, I believe. But Sampu, I think right now, I don't know the kit of Kafka and Silverwolf. Sampu deals dot damage. I think Welt just slows, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Sampu has dot damage, so he's going to be dealing more dot damage. This is going to be very good on him. 48% more dot damage. But the best one is probably going to be Good Night and Sleep Well. For every debuff the enemy has, the damage dealt by the wearer increases by 24%, stacking up to 3 times. This effect also applies to the DOT, meaning the dot damage is also going to be doing increased damage with the stacks. So you can get, if you get 3 stacks, you're going to get up to 72% more damage on the enemy and the dots. So in my opinion, especially since this is a this class Nihility is for the debuffers, this and the dot dealers, this is going to be the best light cone for them. And last but not least, we have Perservation. Now, the best one, definitely going to be Trend of the Universal Market, especially for the Fire MC. Right here, increases the wearer's defense by 32% when at max. When the wearer's attack, there is a 120% base chance. Now, the reason it goes over 100% is because it takes effect resistance of the enemy into play. So if they have 20% effect resistance, then this would turn into 100%. If you have effect chance on your character, then this goes up even higher, okay? So 120% base chance to burn the enemy. For each turn, the wearer deals dot damage that is equal to 80% of the wearer's defense for 2 turns. This is even good on Gepard. Gepard, this also works really good on Gepard because, to be honest, he doesn't really do much damage at all. He's there to use his ult, and then his skill also freezes. So he is good for CCing the enemy and also shielding all your units, but he doesn't really do good damage. But this is going to make him do way more because you're also going to be putting dot effects on the enemies every time they attack him, which is going to be very often. You could also use the Landu's Choice, which is the wearer is more likely to be attacked, but the damage taken is reduced by 24%. That one's also good on Gepard, but Fire MC, this one is definitely really good because he taunts, so he doesn't need this because they're going to attack him anyway because he already has a taunt. This pretty much puts a little bit of a higher chance where you're going to get attacked. Gepard doesn't have a taunt, so this works good on him. But in my opinion, right here, Gepard already puts shield on all your all your allies, so even if they do get attacked, he is still gonna have a chance to get attacked and put dot damage on enemies anyway. That's it for today's video. If you guys really enjoyed this, if this helped you out, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring notification bell to be notified for future videos like this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comment section down below which ones you're farming right now and which ones you're using on your characters, and if this video helped you out. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Really appreciate you. I'm loving Honkai Star Rail right now. It's got the creative juices flowing, and I'm absolutely loving making content on this and streaming it. And I do have a review coming out for this game too, because I do want to talk about some of the similarities I had like when first playing Genshin, when playing this. I will say right now, I think I'm enjoying the initial playthrough of this more than I did Genshin, and I was like absolutely blown away by Genshin when I first played it. I played it for hours on end, for weeks, and I was obsessed with exploring the world, finding puzzles, chests. I know this game's a lot more linear, but I'm enjoying it more because I'm a big story guy and big gameplay guy, and I really enjoy the gameplay of this game, and I'm really enjoying the story very much. So keep a lookout for that. That's coming out soon, probably sometime this week. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll see you guys on the next video.